Well, it's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. It's September 1st. Oh, we're sitting out here close to about 1:30 in the afternoon with a breeze across the lake. I'm going to read from Oswald Chambers on this September 1st, a new day in the Lord, from his devotion, Utmost for His Highest. Oh, with great importance, I must tell you, today is our anniversary. Happy anniversary, my godly, God-given wife, Jennifer. It's 2.5 years today. And that's another testimony. I wish all of you will turn later on to hear just how the Spirit of the living God put us together, as He may have done for you and your spouse. But happy anniversary, sweetheart. I love you with all my heart, and I thank God for you.
Thank you, honey. I love you so much, too. It's 2.5 years, and we're so excited. It's just absolutely amazing what God has done, and we knew it was the Lord from the get-go, and it's totally miraculous the way we met. As Doug had said, we'll be sharing our testimony here one day. But we're at the Flying Goose Campground and Resort in Minnesota, and just so excited about all that God has done. We have been able to go out and minister the gospel. We took a step of faith to take the money we had, just preach the gospel as the Lord would lead us to each individual person. So it's been awesome. So now Doug is going to do his daily devotional from an amazing book in which God had gotten to him miraculously, which will be another testimony that we'll put out there.
Reading some September 1st from Oswald's notes from his teachings back in 1915, 16, 17 and so, as he spoke and taught in a university class and a closed-door session each and every day for those that wanted to hear more and receive more of the Word of God. And as my wife mentioned, I'll share that another time, just how this devotion was put in my hands back in around 1991, 1992. So that was been a while now, but I want to read from today, again, as I mentioned earlier, September 1st, which is titled Destiny of Holiness. The scripture is 1 Peter 1:16, and it says, Ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Continually restate to yourself what the purpose of your life is. The destined end of a man is not happiness, nor health, but holiness. Nowadays, we have far too many affinities. We are dissipated with them. Right, good, noble affinities which will yet have their fulfillment. But in the meantime, God has to atrophy them. The one thing that matters is whether a man will accept the God who will make him holy. At all costs, a man must be rightly related to God. At all costs, a man must be rightly related to God. Do I believe I need to be holy? Do I believe God can come into me and make me holy? If by your preaching you convince me that I am unholy, I will resent your preaching. The preaching of the gospel awakens an intense resentment because it must reveal that I am unholy. But it also awakens an intense craving. God has one destined end for mankind: holiness. His one aim is the production of saints. God is not an eternal blessing machine for men. He did not come to save men out of pity. He came to save men because He had created them to be holy. The atonement means that God can put me back into perfect union with Himself, without a shadow between, through the death of Jesus Christ. Never, never tolerate through sympathy with yourself or with others any practice that is not in keeping with a holy God. Holiness means unsullied walking with the feet, unsullied talking with the tongue, unsullied thinking with the mind. every detail of the life under the scrutiny of God. Holiness is not only what God gives me and you, but what I manifest that God has given me. So Jennifer, I have said to others as I've received from the Spirit of the Lord some years back, many years back for that matter, as it reads here, holiness is not what God gives me, but what I manifest that God has given me. So not really what I do for him that matters, but what he does through me that counts. I have said this before, I've said it again, and I'll continually do so. When we decrease, he'll increase. If we seek to lose our lives, we gain it. If we grow into obscurity, Christ will be seen with clarity. Assume position that we're dead, but nevertheless we live, not us, but Christ in us. So it's what he does through us. When we yield, surrender, and submit. So when we submit ourselves to the Lord, this is to me far more than a daily activity. As I get older, I find it has to be almost moment by moment, because such distraction that can cause preoccupation and pull me away from what the Lord has for me at that moment when I'm following him, to keep in perfect cadence of his steps. Oh, that sounds like fanaticism, Doug. It sounds like you're fanatic. Thank you for the compliment. Because I have to say the definition of being a fanatic is one way of saying it, all the way in or all the way out. To be hot, not cold. I don't want to be lukewarm by any means, but I've chosen in my latter days to endure into the end. And when is that end? I believe it's coming sooner than yesterday. Of him coming for me is as soon as tomorrow. If not tomorrow, maybe next week. But the fact is, I want to be ready now.